Hey everybody, this episode of Dr. Drew After Dark is brought to you by Care of and Bespoke Post. I will tell you more about that later. Right now, let's get on with the show. Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children. Hey everybody, welcome to Dr. Drew After Dark. Of course, keep those emails coming at drdrewafterdark@gmail.com, and the voice messages, we appreciate that at 818-253-1693. But there will be phone calls soon. Welcome my partner, Christina P.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you.
We're both stammering. We both did a little Larry King just now.
Yeah, because we were talking about him. Maybe that got in our head. And I was saying that Tom, I had enough of Tom in one episode, and he tried to take me into the cave with my friend Larry King and dismantle the poor man.
Well, did you go? Did you succumb?
I succumbed to both of you routinely, as you know. Yeah, you're so happy.
Yeah. I love it. Saka souffle.
And I tipped my hat.
Saka souffle.
I'm afraid. And that now is going to be that's going to be my new t-shirt.
Yeah, of course. Saka souffle. It's a huge hit. People are making the shirts themselves in Tampa.
And it got you to listen to the show, Tom.
Oh my God. It was so great. So how did you feel being with Tom? What's going on with my husband?
I feel like he and I are getting closer.
Oh.
And I am more off my guard with him, so I go in deeper. But to this point, we spend a lot of time talking about FedSmoker.
Yes.
And here's the deal I realized talking to Tom, and because we did a little RPC conversation too, very little. And you have to remember when you first had your way with me on this shit, on YMH. Yes. I started from the place of, I feel horrible for these people. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. And then I'm dragged into the cave of making fun of people I feel bad for.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how conflicted I feel?
Well, I imagine it's different because you're a medical doctor.
It's worse.
Is it?
Yes, it's different. It's worse.
You're not supposed to mock these people, is what you're saying.
And I don't mean to be mocking, but I'm just relating to your husband and you.
Yeah.
And the mocking ensues. And take FedSmoker, for instance.
Yeah, let's take big news in our community.
Big news. So when Tom and I were together, FedSmoker was with us.
Yes.
Much the next day, he was...
devastating
I believe it was the next day. Here's the headline. YouTube personality FedSmoker found dead in Arizona.
Yeah. On the side of the road.
Did
you see the picture?
Yeah.
It was very brutal, and he was holding a jug of his urine, they say.
Oh, I thought he was holding a crack pipe.
Holding a jug of, I don't know. It was a jug.
It's a gallon sized crack pipe then.
Okay.
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know, but the autopsy is in, right?
Oh.
Nadav?
Right. So I have the article up right now. If you look, and let's see... positively identified.
Hold on, the autopsy. Do you want to take a guess as to what you think? Should we play the game?
No, because I've actually somebody's tilted the hat, and it actually pissed me off.
Oh,
because it is what the medical examiners always do when a drug addict dies.
Which is?
They go natural causes.
Why would they
because
say that?
Because no state, the states don't have a category for. There's no disease state that they acknowledge as a reason for death. So drug addicts die of natural causes all the time.
Natural causes from meth shutting down your organs.
Yes. And in this case, at least they gave us the note that he had cardiovascular disease. So he had a coronary disease, meaning that put him at risk as a meth addict of heart attack. They're telling us it's a cardiac death.
That is quite a cheat, though, because it's not really natural. There's a direct causal link between.
Don't get me started.
Drugs. It's not natural.
Medical examiners do not understand addiction. They're not clinicians. Like that guy that does the autopsy show on Reels Network. I look at it. It just drives me crazy.
I want to see that. What do you mean? Talk about it. What is it?
Well, he talks about autopsies, and he's clearly a skilled pathologist, but when he starts talking about drugs, he just jumps off the rail, doesn't know what he's talking about. I thought, oh my God. And that's typical. Very interesting. I had a huge fight with the former LA County coroner, Yamaguchi.
You did?
Who was the coroner of just about every celebrity that died in the 60s, 70s, and beyond. He screwed up so many autopsies, and he literally was fighting with me. We had a fight over whether or not John Belushi was a drug addict.
What? Wait, so what are you saying? Is this a lack of education on their part?
They're not clinicians. They never do clinical work. They look on a microscope. They look at dead bodies. They study this stuff, but they don't have an instinct for it because they don't, especially not drug addiction. You have to really be around that to get it. I'm kind of freaked out that I can't find your husband's text to me. It's like, did he Did
Can I
was I
ask
so
you-
upset by them that I canceled them?
What drew you to working with drug addicts?
It's an accident. It was an accident. Everything in my career is an accident. Me working with you is an accident. You see how that happened? Do you see how that happened?
I loved you, and I was like, "You're coming out." But no,
but
we ran
I
into
loved
each
you
other.
too.
Yeah,
I watched
yeah.
you on TV, and I went, "I want to talk
Yeah.
to that lady."
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that it still wasn't an accident that I end up here. There
That's
was
true.
No blueprint. I
That's
didn't
true.
come on YMH going, let's invent a new show that I'll be on, that I'll humiliate myself on a regular basis, and eventually
it.
I'll get Christina in here as my co-host.
So exciting.
Zero.
So wait, how did you end up with the junkies? Yeah.
The what? The
The
druggies?
junkies?
So I was moonlighting at a psychiatric hospital. I was all the medical. I was the new young medical guy, so I was seeing all the medical stuff, most of the medical stuff down in the drug unit. And down there was a guy that had sort of made a clinical discipline out of drug withdrawal, and I thought, oh, that's interesting.
A clinical discipline out of drug.
like
What does this mean?
A systematic way of detoxing people.
Wow.
Never been trained at that. I treated tons of heroin addicts, tons of alcoholics. All very haphazard what we were doing at the county hospital.
What
at the
did you
time.
do? You just throw them in a
Give
room,
him, give him 10 milligrams of Librium. Let's give the guy some clonidine. I heard that works. No, just very
lock them up like in
just-
Train Spotting, just some
worse than
tins
that.
of soup.
So they go through withdrawal. We'd give them Haldol, which is contraindicated.
What's Haldol?
It's an old antipsychotic. The point is we had no discipline to it. And then once we got them through, they'd have their whatever endocarditis or liver disease or orthopedic problems, and we just go, stop doing that stuff, you silly goose. Stop
Yeah.
that heroin. Don't hang around with those guys anymore. You'll be fine. Literally, those words came out of my mouth. So I knew I didn't know what I was talking about. Got interested in it. Got good at detoxing people. Was asked to see tons of drug addicts. And watched people go from dying to better than they ever knew they could be. I watched the miracle of recovery. I was like, whoa, what is that? I mean, in medicine, generally you go from acutely ill to chronically ill. That's about as good as you get it if you save people's lives. But this was flourishing, like amazing. And I thought, wow, what's this? And so I got involved in it. And then I was asked to be the assistant director with a guy who told me that it'd be no big deal, just want to cover on vacations, no big deal. He quit 6 months later, and suddenly I'm directing a program. And I did that for 25 years.
Bananas.
So that's all I got.
So
It's
that's
an
why
accident. Loveline was an accident. TV was an accident. Everything's a freaking accident. There's zero blueprint.
I know.
I don't know how to make a blueprint for what I do.
I know.
How could I have blueprinted this?
I know, specialized knowledge, but now you're the guy
How
that
could I get a
knows.
blueprint for this?
I know.
I can't even describe what it is now.
And can I tell you, people are so excited. Everybody I met in Tampa that you're taking calls.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be good.
It's going to be huge.
And I appreciate
Yeah.
you being here with me for that. 'cause
Are you
that's gonna
kidding?
be-
It's my honor.
Yeah.
I love you. You know, you're fantastic.
Well,
you're so
very
much
kind.
smarter than me when you talk.
Don't-
I'm trying to keep up and
I
stuff.
have more
I see your
experience than you. I'm
your
not
lips
smarter
moving.
than
I'm
you.
like, what? Like I talk to comics all day. Like all I talk about is
I'm
farting.
sorry. Oh, don't worry. We'll do plenty of that. It's your mom's
It's
house.
like talking to a smart person. It's so much fun.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to let you get away with that.
You not?
No, because if let's dial the tape back 5 minutes.
Sure.
Where I said I saw you on Netflix and you.
Oh,
you
I know.
saw,
No, I
And
know.
I said that's a really smart person. I want
Right.
to talk to her.
Right. No, but
And
I mean,
was
as far
right.
as far as daily conversations go, I don't
Okay.
talk to many
Okay.
doctors. This is
well, and to be fair, most moms are stuck in baby world
Oh,
too, which is
that's-
mind numbing.
that's another one. I
Yeah,
used to be
yeah.
much smarter, and then these two children sucked it all out.
That's not the first time I've heard that from
Yeah,
a full time.
I used to. I used to read philosophy. Now I can't even understand. I can't put two sentences.
Got to get you on that.
Don't talk about it. Don't you dare.
Why?
I don't want to. I'll talk to you off air.
Okay.
I'm too intimidated.
Okay.
Those guys are.
I know, and I think it'd be great to hear you in there with them. I've done it twice.
I don't have time for that shit. Okay, let's
Okay,
talk
all right.
about your OCD.
Okay, so about my OCD, yes. Go ahead.
What? So do you know what triggers it when you start organizing? You said you're organizing your vitamins.
I will
today.
answer all your questions in a moment.
Okay.
Why does that trigger such delight?
I don't know. Because I like knowing that somebody who's as together as you has the same problems I do, because I have certain OCDs that get out of control.
Yeah.
When I get into childcare OCD, I'll
Oh, yeah.
start buying shit on Amazon. Like when I was really bad in postpartum depression, I was like, we gotta have enough supplies.
Oh, yeah.
I have a new OCD where I have to listen to the beginning of Howard Stern show from the music. I have to hear the Rob Zombie song, otherwise I can't hear.
Well, that's weird. You know.
Yeah. I love
hope you have the
knowing.
app.
Of course I have
Okay,
the app.
good.
Who are you talking to?
Okay, good. So
I must know, and I'm hyper vigilant. That's another one we talk about. I talk about in therapy.
I'm all that.
Yeah. So,
I'm
but
all that.
why
less,
are you?
Less so. I did years and years of therapy, and all
Yeah.
that just calmed way down. But I'm biologically set up for OCD and anxiety. That's my genetics, right? That's my
Oh.
constitutional setup. So when there's emotional stuff underneath it, it goes out
Yeah.
of control. So now, it's just a tendency, right? And it's a tendency that will spiral once in a while. And your delight in knowing that I'm just a human being,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
We all have
Yeah.
our shit.
Yeah.
And I have mine, I
know.
assure you. And you will continue to expose it as we go along, okay?
I love
You and I.
knowing people's stuff, aren't you? But I feel like we need to talk about. That's what
I agree.
podcasting is like.
No, listen, nobody gets more stigmatized than OCD patients.
Is that
There's
right?
a great organization called IOCDF.org, the International Obsessive Compulsive Disorder Foundation. And I gave a talk on stigma for them about a year ago.
But they're so neat and organized. That's a type A personality. That's a useful skill.
I know. So that's the thing. These things that we stigmatize have assets, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I started organizing my pills. I have medication I have to organize. I've got a lot of travel coming up. And so I wanted to be ready for it. And when I realized time was running out, I went into semi-panic, massive OCD.
That's what it
and
is.
started organizing.
It's the travel gives you anxiety because now your routine's going to be varied. You don't know.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate that
yeah,
too.
Yeah, and I wanted everything just so, and so
Yes.
that's the OCD thing.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you something about OCD and something I realized, and I talked to them about this in my lecture. You riddle me this, I want you to think about it.
Okay.
Why do humans recoil and stigmatize from people with brain disorders? We really recoil from them.
I think
right?
we're secretly afraid of being the same. Yeah? Or is it contagious?
Something like that. So okay.
Oof.
So one of the primary emotions is disgust, right?
Yeah.
And disgust, we think, came from our evolutionary relationship with things that might be infected.
Right.
They smell bad.
Makes sense.
So they would make us sick. So we're disgusted. We recoil.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we recoil from a human with a normal spectrum disorder, right? A common spectrum disorder. I think. Well. Somewhere in here is the answer. I don't have the answer. But I've noticed the way people behave around people with particular psychotic illnesses and stuff. I have my own weird reaction to it, but it's not this. Have you ever heard of the uncanny valley?
No.
Ooh, pull up a picture of the uncanny valley.
Oh.
The uncanny valley is that humans love robots that become more and more and more and more humanoid till they get nearly humanoid, and then we can't stand them.
Right.
It's called the uncanny valley, and
Right.
I think in there is something about our relating with people with brain diseases, as though we're somehow zombies, Walking Dead. It's like some sort of weird. I don't know what.
Well, because they're similar, but they're not 100% tuned in.
I think it's something to do with our inability. Look, see, we
I don't
react,
like it.
Right?
Yeah, I don't like it.
We're in the uncanny valley, and did you Google uncanny valley? Yeah, uncanny valley human.
I hate it.
Yeah, right. We hate
Yeah.
it, and I think it's because we fear we can't rationalize with it.
Yes.
Right, and I
Yes.
notice my reaction to that is I get angry and intolerant. I don't get stigmatizing. I'm willing to hang in, but I get
Really?
really frustrated. I get very.
But
frustrated.
that's funny because you treat these people.
I don't do it. That's not my jam.
The mental illness stuff.
Well, a lot of
hardcore.
stuff that does trigger uncanny valley I do deal with, lots of it. But the really super psychotic stuff, I'm just not
like different
not,
reality.
I'm not.
It
as
angers
patient.
me too.
I'm not as patient as I should be.
Because when my mother broke with reality, there was a real point where she was on another planet. She stopped using the telephone. Then she stopped sending emails. Then she was sending me cryptic physical letters,
Right.
and then those stopped. And it was like she was on another, and it gave me rage too.
Right.
Like, why can't you snap into this, bitch? I
Right.
know you can do that because you remember a time when they were lucid.
Right. And so
It's very frustrating.
paranoia specifically can't be reasoned with.
Yeah.
And so that's why I get
God.
crazy. So you and
So
my brain are sort of
annoying.
constructed the same, I
You
think.
think so?
I do,
That'd
because
be
we
so
have
cool.
anxiety and OCD and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
I don't know if it's
And,
genetic with me though.
Let's talk about your dad.
Yeah.
I love talking about
Why
your
do
dad.
you love talking about my dad?
I'm
Now
fascinated by
let's
him.
go there. Why are you
Because
fascinated with that?
There's something about the archetype of the Eastern European super crazy smart male that does blue collar work.
Yes.
That's a fascinating
Oh,
combo
that's
to me,
interesting.
because I think they've become political leaders in the past.
Oh,
And
really?
they've become philosophers in the past, but they just do their job, right?
Yes, and
so
I
keep
think-
wanting you to tell me how smart he is. But you
He
keep
is.
going,
He
"Oh,
is.
okay,
No,
okay."
he's extremely inclined towards learning. But what happened was his father died of a heart attack when he was 9.
Yeah.
And he was made the breadwinner
Right.
at a
This
child's
is
age.
And maybe it's kind of my heritage too. I'm Ukrainian, Belarusian, and stuff.
yeah.
And it's all these
Darkness. Yeah. Oh, the cockroach DNA. No feelings is weakness. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I also abhor weakness. I get very upset with people when they're like, I'm a victim. I'll be like, you fucking suck it up, you pussy.
Thus
like,
your relationship with TikTok.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But so wait, so what about my father? So yeah, he had to do, he had to be a forklift mechanic to survive in America.
Yeah.
And he was not formally schooled. Had he been, I think he would have been really brilliant.
Right, but
Really
they're just grinders. They just sit and they just do their thing.
And drinkers and anger and stewing. And
there's a
loathing.
certain kind of narcissism there that I don't mind.
You know,
because it's sort of, I'm going to say this is going to sound nuts.
Yeah.
It's sort of steeped in a little bit of a reality because he does have a lot of horsepower and his point of view is valid.
Yeah.
You know, and we should be listening to him.
That's a good point. That's why it's hard for me to have a relationship with him, because some of the stuff he says is kind of like spot on. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are fucking loser, man. You know, he's got like a good grasp. But I think he hates me right now.
Ooh.
I don't think he does not appreciate me.
Because you're too successful? Is it about
possibly.
being female?
He doesn't like my comedy.
Because there is a deep sexism in that whole area.
He hated Roseanne growing up. He said, this is loud fucking bitch. She's unfuckable. Like, it's very important to be fuckable and attractive.
Slow down.
Yeah.
This is the way you talk to your daughters, everybody. This is how you talk to your daughters. This is great messaging for your daughters.
It kind of is in a way.
Again, great messaging for your daughters. Career in comedy.
Yeah. Okay. But I railed against being hyper feminine in part because of my dad's using women for sex and sexual gratification. You know, he's a narcissist, so he needs a supply.
Yeah, but still it made you kind of weirdly realistic about men probably too.
Yeah, well, that's why I jive so well.
Because
I get it.
There was a thing in the news lately about an ex-boyfriend killing somebody. I don't know if you heard about this.
Oh,
it was
no.
a sort of a public figure-y thing. And I told my wife this morning, I went, you need to understand this about men. When it comes to their sexual objects, they get in this life or death kind of thinking.
Is that right?
It's
like
life or death.
Have to have her?
Life or death imperatives in our head are involved with that, and it's really disturbing.
You mean when
we need to learn
to
curtail it and help it and whatever, but it's a thing in our thinking, our motivational systems.
Like I know you're saying like in my 20s when I was dating, like boys, when a man likes you, that's what my mother always told me.
Watch out.
Yeah, she said you never chase the man. Let the man chase you, because if he likes you, he's going to chase you. And I said that's actually kind of true, and I'm old school like that. Yes, it's sexist. I don't think a woman should be calling up dudes and proposing. Fuck that. Right. Let them come to you.
Well, but you're going to get the stalkers that way.
That's the problem, is you have to weed out the weird beards.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of hardcore weirdos. They'll leave notes on your car and the roses.
Especially these days, because they don't have the normal developmental milestones because of this thing.
Social media.
Because
and
of this.
Yeah.
They hit 24, 25, never having had a real dating life. So once they find somebody, they get obsessed and they start stalking.
Wow.
And that's the dude, ladies out there, that is cleaning your carpet on Sundays and washing your car every 2 weeks. Your best friend, he's so nice. You cry on his shoulder when those bad guys are making you upset. Yeah. That guy is just waiting, and they call him. You'll hear them. They will call on this show.
Yeah.
They will call once we get the phone lines up, everybody.
Yeah.
And they will go. They'll tell the story, and now it's been 2 years, and she wasn't into it at first, she was the one, but she wasn't reciprocating. But it's been 2 years of waxing the car and doing the carpets, and now it's time.
And he wore her down. I got worn down once like that.
But they won't wear them down. They just will literally it's time.
The switch flips.
The women don't understand that he's lying in wait. That's stalking, man. That is full, simple stalking. And we don't call it out for what it is. And the men get stuck in it. They're as victimized by this whole process as anybody.
Why are they victimized?
Because this made them that way, and they need to be encouraged to go date. And form casual and okay relationships and break them and form them and break them and form them.
That's another one, is that the dating and learning like this there's this great teen movie I watched on Netflix. It's called The Kissing Booth. It's so stupid. I love these teen movies when I'm on the road. And it's about this girl's first sexual relationship with her friend's older brother. And it was lovely just to see a teenager, a 16-year-old fucking, fighting, being normal, having a friendship, and then but breaking up with a guy. He goes to college.
It's getting a little weird that you like to see the teen sex part of this.
I don't like the sex stuff.
You said it. You like seeing the teens effing.
But I like to see that because there's this other one to All the Boys I've Loved Before, which is about Laura Jean, and it's a very chaste story where she maybe Frenches her boyfriend,
not
but they don't.
Not real.
Yeah, what are you fucking talking about? That this 16-year-old boy, he's all horned up, he hasn't touched her tits.
Right.
That's stupid.
Right.
And what's wrong with teens fucking as long as they're being safe? When should
16
people
and
start
above.
fucking?
16 and above.
I agree.
Yeah.
16 is old enough.
And well, clearly not before 16. That the brain isn't quite there yet.
I think it's too weird.
Yeah. But after 16, again, with a peer, right? Within 2 or 3 years.
With a peer.
Yeah, with a peer. When there's a power imbalance, no.
And how you think 16 and 16 and 17
Oh,
maybe?
sure. 16, 17, fine. 16, 18.
18's.
We're getting a little bit. 16, 19. No.
Oh my God. Can I tell you
Even though it's
some
still legal.
lady wrote into where my mom's at asking, she said, I heard you talking to.
Me?
Who was it? Yeah. Drew, was it talking to, not Kelsey Cook?
Oh, yeah. Kelsey.
And Kelsey was shoving stuff in her vagina.
Yes, she was.
And the mom says, I don't want my daughters doing that. Should I buy them a vibrator?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
That's a great question.
Right. So you tell me what you would have said.
Our way of dealing with it
Because I was like, just let her shove stuff up her twat. You learn that way.
You get different sized electric toothbrushes and
Yeah.
make sure there's no latex, because that was Kelsey's problem. Her vagina closed shut. She had to go to the emergency room. Can you imagine having to go down to your mom at 15? Ma'am.
Well, thank God there's Uber. I'd secretly do it later.
That just, to me, that just broke Kelsey into a career of comedy. I was like, now she can tolerate anything.
Dysfunction. Yeah. So
not just dysfunction. I mean, she tolerate.
You're right. Vaginal infections and.
She literally sealed shut
because she was allergic to the latex.
In
what
the
a way to
toothbrush.
Find out.
Yeah.
Okay. So
the way we kind of dealt with it, we would sort of leave hints and then just leave stuff out.
Leave hints and then leave stuff
leave
out.
open-ended, just if you see something on TV, you're going, hey, those look interesting. And then magically one just happens to be in the powder room.
dildo?
Something in the drawer. We left condoms all over the place, and they would disappear.
Hold on. So what you're saying is
you can be direct also, I think, with sex toys. I don't have any problem with that.
Really? You don't think that would be too forward?
Well, again, we're 16. We're talking about before 16. We're getting a little weird.
So you think 16?
I mean, the average age of exposure to porn is like 9 to 11. Now.
Yeah,
so they're exposed, and so you should be having conversations by then.
100%. But how, you talk about dildos and stuff.
If
16, I just leave a vibrator out.
I would just sort of. I don't know. I didn't have to do that. I don't have a good strategy for it yet. It's a really interesting question. I'll think about it. But it sort of goes into me where you don't want to freak them out, and you don't want them to think you're watching, this, or that you hand them something that's kind of weird,
gross.
right? It's kind of a boundary problem. But to go, hey, see something on TV, use it as an opportunity to talk about it.
That's what I was going to.
And then magically, some of the equipment is around.
See, this is what I was telling them on my show, is that my mother worked at a psychiatrist's office, and she would show me files of the of the patients. And one time she said, which is completely wrong. No, I know.
It's not just
confidentiality.
Wrong. It is so fucking illegal. It is so illegal.
She's dead now. Who cares?
Oh, did she die?
Yeah.
What'd she die of?
Crazy.
She died of crazy? She killed herself?
Heart failure, congestive heart failure.
What?
Cancer. She had lymphoma twice, and she was crazy too.
But the chemos gave her the heart failure.
Yeah, and cardiac. She had heart problems too.
But from the chemo.
Yeah, yes. So any hoodles, she would show me files. One time when I was 9, she showed me the file of a gay guy who went to the ER because he had a dildo stuck in his rectum and they had to remove it surgically. And I think that's what started my anal phobia of putting stuff in my butt. So it kind of worked.
For somebody who's anal phobic, you sure talk a lot about things that come out of the anus.
I know. Isn't that weird?
It is.
I'm fascinated. I love making talking about brown. But I don't want stuff to go in my pooper.
Gas. Okay.
I don't think do you really in your heart of heart think it's okay to have anal sex physically? It's not problematic to tear that muscle.
If you have it all the time, it's concerning.
Yeah.
And if you
nothing doing with prolapse
I
anus.
said it the first show. It can think about it. It can handle about that coming out.
But going in, it's a different dynamic.
It's a little firmer, a little different, but it tends to be okay.
Okay.
But excessive. I mean, I talked to a salesperson, medical equipment salesperson that sold prosthetic anuses,
What?
Because people were having...
What?
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean? You put it on over your regular anus?
No, I think it's a surgical thing, like some sort of device that helps put things back together after it's been torn apart.
What? You can get a prosthetic anus?
I'm not sure what it is or what's... I've never scrubbed in on one of those surgeries. You'll excuse the expression. But we should...
Wow.
Why don't we look that up?
Yeah.
Madame? Why don't we get... Yeah,
Hold on. Actually, what problem does that fix? Having a
Prolapsed
prosthetic
anus.
It fixes a prolapsed anus?
Not really prolapse so much as...
Look at me telling him.
It's what
Stupid. What do you
Christina
think,
and her
dummy?
people call gape.
A gape. Yeah, the gape. Ooh. Gapers are when you wreck it. When you have too much butt sex,
So
right?
they're just showing... That's just teaching doctors how to do things.
Do you know how to do that to people?
What?
Do you put your finger in people's butts?
Oh, all the time.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Tell me about the first time you did it.
I can't really remember, but you're in battle mode early in training. I mean, you're just doing stuff.
You just blindly like, oh
You're
my gosh.
doing stuff all the time for 14, 16 hours a day.
That doesn't
And
seem
I can't
productive.
remember first everything. I do remember the first time I walked in an ICU though, and this was in the MASH days of county hospital care. And it was a neurosurgical ward, and there was about an 18-bed ICU, and it was 5 a.m. or something, and the neurosurgeon goes, this guy needs a swan, A-line, trach, vent, swan, trach on that guy. That guy needs a chest tube. This guy needs an A-line. I'm going to be in surgery till 7 o'clock tonight. You guys go ahead. I didn't know the words
I don't
he was
know.
saying.
I don't know what a swan is.
Swan-Ganz catheter into his heart.
Oh shit!
And so I was literally, I had the instruction manuals on the chest of patients while the nurses were talking me through what to do. Because these a massive group of procedures that had to be done quick. And so 2 medical students and an intern were doing this.
Amazing.
And that was back in the day. And after that day, I could do anything, anywhere.
Blindfolded.
And I just could go in. I could just go into battle. Send me in, chief.
What do you think that does to you as a person, as a human? How does that change you? It has to
It didn't
change you.
desensitize me at all.
Really?
It gave me a confidence that I could do whatever was required to help somebody procedurally or otherwise. And it also was a way of prioritizing. This was the thing I think we're missing in training right now. Not sleeping and being overstressed and being asked to do things that are way outside your comfort zone, and still stay as the priority is the care of this person, and don't worry about your feelings or anything else. It's extremely important.
Is that right? Is that why they do that to you, so
I
that
think
you're
that's why.
able to
That's why it was
function
extremely
no matter
important
what?
for me. Yeah, no matter what,
Yeah.
you can put that person ahead of everything else
stand-up's the
going
same
on in
way.
your life. Is it stand-up just like that?
No, actually similar, yeah. In that you the training and then doing these shitholes for 15 years, you become a
Numb.
comedy warrior,
Yeah.
And you do it sick, you do it well, you do it with diarrhea, you do it when your mother dies, and you're 5 months pregnant, you do it when your dog dies, you do it no matter what.
Yeah.
That you don't fucking call in sick because you don't feel like it.
That's interesting.
Similar.
It is the same kind of deal.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
I wonder, do all comedians experience that?
The good ones,
Yeah.
the ones that are career comedians, you best believe.
Interesting.
You go through sleep deprivation.
No, a lot of them
Yeah.
that have been interviewed in this room have said things like that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
most of them like it, though.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I'm a maniac. Yeah.
And I liked my training a lot.
Oh, I bet.
A lot. It was brutal, but I liked it. I really thrived in it.
Because you feel not invincible, but you feel pretty confident as a human now.
Purposeful, meaningful, involved. I just constantly you were doing something meaningful and important, I thought. Yeah. I think that has gone too now.
That's gone in society.
Now physician extenders can do the work. They don't need you.
Oh.
And it's troubling.
It is.
Let's take a little break right now so I can tell you about our first sponsor, Bespoke Post. Now, this winter, start a new routine to upgrade your everyday life with a monthly box of awesome from Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post sends guys only the best stuff, and they send it every month, whether you're looking to commemorate an occasion with, say, a champagne saber or toast perfectly aged winter cocktails. Box of Awesome has you covered. From style and grooming goods to barware, cooking tools, outdoor gear, these boxes they're awesome. Box of Awesome has carefully built the collection for every part of your life. I particularly like the travel one. I've used it all the time. And to get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will then help them pick just the right box of awesome for you. They release the boxes every month across a ton of different categories. It's free to sign up, and you can skip a month or cancel anytime. Each box costs only $45, but it has over $70 worth of gear inside. So get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com. Enter the code Dr. Drew, that is DRDREW at checkout, It's not just Drew, it's Dr. Drew. That is Box of Awesome, one word, boxofawesome.com, code DRDREW for 20% off your first box. Check it out, boxofawesome.com. Let me tell you about our next sponsor. That is Care Of. Now, make 2020 the year you prioritize and stay committed to staying on top of your health, right? Care Of gives you a quiz to help you find the vitamins and powders that support your health goals for the year, like improving fitness, managing stress, that kind of thing. And Care Of is focused on the quality, science, and research that goes into every one of their products and recommendations. And the quiz is quite good. I've taken it, and I was very pleased with the recommendations. Again, it's a short online quiz. You answer some questions about your diet, health goals, lifestyle. And then Care Of will recommend a list of vitamins and supplements specifically for your health needs and goals. Both me and my wife have the packets. They're easy to use. They're prearranged. The vitamin aisle can be confusing, right? It's hard to know what you need, where to start. Well, answer easy questions like how much do you sleep do you get, how often do you work out, do you follow any special diets, or are you concerned about your hair and skin, nail? Well, and then you follow Care Of's expert recommendations, and you can adjust your packet anytime. What you receive is totally up to you. And again, this is on you. You can take the quiz, adjust it if your priorities have changed a little bit, but they're really good recommendations they give you, and it's prearranged packets that make the whole thing easy and on the go. And for 50% off your first Care Of order, go to takecareof.com. Again, it's one word, takecareof.com, and then you enter the code Dr. Drew 50. Again, it's 50% off, so the code 50, DRDREW 50. Again, it is Care Of, your first order. Go to takecareof.com, one word, takecareof.com. Enter that code, Dr. Drew 50, to get 50% off. I don't know how we do this, but it's great. So check it out at takecareof.com. And now let's get back to the show. So we got a lot more to talk about.
Oh,
did we get?
Christ.
We promised we were going to do a little FedSmoker.
Oh, yeah, man.
So this is a RIP FedSmoker. I started concerned about him. I got worried about him. I guess, Nadav, you have video of me saying
I mean, it happened on the last episode where it was, you straight up pretty much called how it was going to happen. You're like, this doesn't end well.
This is not going to go.
You knew it.
And well, I think at the point that you said that, he was already technically dead, just unconfirmed, which is wild.
Wow.
Well, I to be fair, I think in my head, I was either thinking he was going to get involved in something violent, like there was going to be a violent end or a medical end, one or the other, but it was going to end. These things progress. This is the thing that drives me about the homeless thing. Yeah. These are all progressive illnesses. They end in death. That's it. And so if people don't get their head around that, Portugal and all that bullshit out there in Portugal where they made drugs legal, they're finding them are all dying. Oh, shocking, everybody. Shocking. Well done.
How's the homeless problem going? What are we doing?
Nothing.
Okay.
Well, we're just a little bit on the margins, but I won't talk about it.
I love it. I love talking about it.
Really?
I like watching you get fired up. It's my favorite. Now, how come I feel uncanniness towards FedSmoker and these mentally ill folks, but they don't enrage me? They tickle me. What's that about? I think they're very amusing because my mom at her craziest, sometimes she was fun. Like she would wrap up toilet magazines and give them to me for Christmas.
Fantastic.
And I would be like, this is the fun part of having crazy mom.
Yeah. And to be fair, what is drama? What is when we watch
Aristotle? What did he say?
I'll give you a little different. He had tragedy and comedy.
Yes.
It's crazy people acting crazy.
All right.
We are drawn to it. We like it.
Yeah.
Sane people are not very interesting.
Look at reality shows. Look at Celebrity Rehab, best show on television ever.
Thank you. Yeah, it's people with brain illnesses doing their thing, and we are fascinated by that. We are. And
that's what reality shows became. It didn't start that way.
Didn't it?
When I was on Road Rules, they didn't cast. They had one crazy person on our cast. One crazy per cast.
Well, you weren't on the Road Rules group that I dealt with, were you?
No. I'm Road Rules season 6. I don't know what you dealt with.
Like 1 or 2.
No. Yeah. But there was only one crazy per group. Now it's all crazies.
Right. They select for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's appropriate.
Yeah, he's more fun.
It's more interesting. Yeah,
we didn't fight enough.
But FedSmoker looks scary and sad to me. However, he was so psychotic. He got that anger thing going in me. Like I was like, I'm not very tolerant of this. So I was probably a little more judgmental and intolerant than I should have been, given the guy with deadly illness.
What's the anger like? Come on, bro.
Same thing we were talking about earlier. Take a look at this. Take a look. Yeah.
Well, I'm on record for a moment. What is this place, anyways? What is this place? You don't need to film me.
Oh, I'm new to documentary. Listen here.
I don't care. I don't want to be
This
filmed.
is America, you dumb son of a bitch.
See,
okay?
already
You
I'm
dumb
like,
son of a bitch.
so I'm,
Yeah.
I'm mad at both of them now.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're dealing with a psychotic person. Don't engage.
Don't engage.
And the psychotic side, I'm like, I want to stop you. I just want to stop you. That's
Do
it.
you want to hurt him? Do you want to punch Feds? Be honest. Be honest.
Yeah,
you
probably
want to
is a
slice
piece
his
of
throat.
that.
Yeah.
Not slice throat,
And
punch his
him
nose,
yeah.
but to stop him.
Yeah. To
stop him.
sedate and
Stop him.
Stop.
Stop it.
Subdue.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I can tell you no
You're
anytime
getting
I
a
want.
fucking baby raper on your face, okay,
You want a baby
cocksucker?
raper? You're the one who looks like a baby raper.
Baby raper.
Would you
Chomo.
escape from jail?
You know what
What's
drives me
up there,
crazy
Chop?
is
Go ahead.
that those guys, the Fed rapers, whatever his name is, Fed smokers.
Fred Raper.
Fed smokers, they end up in jail, and that is not the right place for them.
Absolutely not. They should
Yeah.
be in a mental
You're right.
facility.
Or something. Just some kind of structured something that deals with this. But I have a very strange reaction to psychotic individuals, which is I want law enforcement in force. Like right now. I want you guys
Get
to
the
show up and
fuck outta
surround
here.
this guy and let's help him, take him out of here.
Take him.
That's not a good impulse on my
Take
part.
him away. What
Yeah.
what should be your impulse? What's the should?
Should be more tolerant, a little more show of force without use of force. You need a structure around
But
them.
I like your idea of just like lock him up, put him
No,
in a
not lock 'em up.
put him up in a dungeon like in the medieval period.
Jesus.
Or what's that era where we lock the crazies up, the hysteria.
You mean all of human history?
Yeah, and then like there's like a little slide
Yeah,
on the
that's not
door, and
good.
you
No,
throw
no.
him bread and
No,
water.
you're
What's
freaking
wrong
me
with that?
out.
They don't
Not
even
good.
know what the difference is.
No,
He'd be
they-
happy.
It's not good.
He would
but
like it.
I do. No, he would not.
Oh.
But I do believe that there'd be a reason to help bring people somewhere till they clear.
Yeah.
Because when they clear, they go, "What the hell was that?" They're like,
After their
oh,
episode cycles, you mean? After he
And-
comes
But you're not
down.
allowed to do that to help them clear, and then let them do what they want to do. And unfortunately, the meth addict will go back to the meth. That's the problem.
Is it such a bad impulse to give them an island?
Yes.
Why?
You're back to the uncanny valley. What's
Why
the matter
not?
with you?
But Alcatraz, it's
You just said how
inhabitable.
entertaining and fun they are.
I like them, but they shouldn't be among
Oh my
us.
God, are you-
Is this wrong?
Yes.
You know, I'm thinking we should create a perfect
I'm
race.
thinking I'm rethinking my partnership with you.
What if we
fucking
just
retard.
took the blonde hair, blue eyed? Okay, what's his fascination with the baby raper? What's this about? What do you think's going on?
It's some paranoid accusation about law enforcement, as though they are doing bad things. There's a lot of paranoid, delusional stuff
My mom
in
was
here.
paranoid too.
What would she
was
say?
convinced that my stepfather was having multiple affairs.
Oh, yeah,
and
perfect.
that he
Yeah.
was stealing from her
That's
and all this shit.
low-level standard paranoia. I'm
I'm
sure
boring.
I'm sure it got more involved.
Yeah, later on, she would have dossiers on my husband and I. When I went through her belongings, she would print out interviews my husband had done and highlight areas she felt that he was cheating on me and she would hear a podcast and she would write down things that she felt were incriminating and stuff. It was wild. It was pretty interesting.
What? She hear a podcast?
She listened to your mom's house.
Your podcast?
And because we weren't speaking at the time, and then she would write down phrases she would hear me say or something that was
Oh.
meaningful to her.
Oh, so you were secret messaging her.
Secret messaging
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
That's schizophrenia, yeah?
It's psychosis. yeah.
Psychosis.
Ideas of reference and
Yeah.
the TV's talking to me.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff. Anyway, that's
But
boring according to
it's-
Dr. Drew.
But it's weird.
Standard.
But it's weird for somebody to get that late in life.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's because you get it 18 to 22. It's part of a schizophrenic syndrome, and
Oh, she was always
And-
a little off.
but it makes me wonder if there's some medication or something involved with this that set her over the edge, a substance or whatever.
No, she wasn't a substance user, but she
No
wouldn't
Adderall
take those
mixed in there?
meds.
No?
She wouldn't take them. She wouldn't
How
take them.
Interesting. Did she have a stroke or anything?
She did.
Oh well, that's the other thing that will
Yeah.
do that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Stroke. I had a stroke. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I hated it.
Usually it's men that get that way from strokes. Interestingly,
Oh.
in my experience,
So
I've
they
seen
get very
paranoid and bipolar and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what she did.
Yeah.
That was after her
It's
stroke.
the thalamic stroke. Yeah.
Oh.
Was it midbrain stroke? Do you know?
Not sure. I tuned out when
We'll have
she
to
told
get some
me
of those
stuff.
medical records that you've accumulated. Maybe we'll find some other people's data in there too. Oh my God!
I don't want to know.
So let's hear a little more FedSmoker stuff. We want a little homage to FedSmoker. We will miss him. I feel bad for him and his family, if there is any family lurking around. Go ahead.
So, I would like to thank you for having a great police chief.
This pissed me
and
off.
a great sheriff.
It really
and
did.
none of you guys are getting this stamp on your face, which is
Baby
Yeah,
raper stamp.
yeah. It's such a waste of public resources
Yes.
when they do shit like this.
Yes,
I
this is
know.
why I was pissed.
I
Like
know.
there is a city council sitting there with the
I
Arizona
know.
flag behind them, wasting their freaking time.
know. Look
they
at
should be able to go, sir, bailiff. I'm sorry.
And
I'm
they
sorry.
can't. Why can't they be like,
I don't
get
know.
out of here, man?
Because they're idiots, in my opinion.
See,
Because-
I feel like we're on the same side, but you're not coming over it completely. Where we should just be like, this guy's crazy, and then exit.
to stuff like this. Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
When it's wasting public resource,
It's wasting time, everybody.
it should not be tolerated.
Yeah, I
Period.
agree.
Yeah.
But why are we so PC that we can't just be like, this
Because
guy's not-
because people are idiots and they don't understand brain diseases exist. And it's just, hey man, he's just that guy. Whatever
He's
he,
that
whatever he's
fun.
into. Fane,
is her
hang a second. He's just feathering it.
He's just feathering
He's just
it, brother.
feathering it, dude.
He's just feathering it. He's just that guy.
He's just feathering it in front of the city council.
He didn't have hair at that first clip that we saw. So he had feathered it all the way off in the first one.
I'm just so sad that Tom didn't get to see that because it would have brought him such joy. I've never seen a tape.
Which part?
The feathering generally was Tom's favorite video of all time, he said.
I believe it.
Yeah, and so if he could see him feather it all off, I could just imagine the joy it would bring to your husband. So I believe this is a little feathering action, is it not?
Is this
You
one?
nailed it. Wow, Drew, you really are starting to like understand which clip is which. Now. I'm loving it.
He's in there.
I'm traumatized by all of them, ladies and gentlemen.
You're a beauty. Sean. Barber shop and
So I'm telling you, that's crack. though. That's
Is that
meth.
crack?
Meth. I mean, it's meth. That's meth.
Could you have treated him? Could we have? If
Yes,
we
you
wrestled
could
him
have
up?
treated him, but treating meth is almost impossible because they won't sit still. They won't stay in treatment. They bolt. So, yeah, they're paranoid. They're manic, and they get the hell out.
I don't know. It makes me laugh so hard. What is in meth? It's just horrible, isn't it?
It's
like
amphetamine, right? It's
Right.
methamphetamine.
Sure.
And it's different than
Amphetamine.
cocaine in the sense cocaine, again, these are gross over simplifications of our brain chemistry and biology, but essentially cocaine works by blocking the reuptake of dopamine in the synaptic cleft. So dopamine accumulates out there. With amphetamine, it's pushing out the dopamine, right? It takes it and pushes it out. And over time, the vesicles, we have these synaptic buttons and these little vesicles, little packets of neurotransmitters form in them and then release and form and release. Well, this is pushing it all out with amphetamine, and then the vesicles eventually stop forming normally, but the neurotransmitters keep getting formed, and they aren't, because they're not taken out of the cytoplasm and put in these little vesicles, they become free radicals and they move up to the body of the cell and they kill it. And that's where the brain, one of the theories of where the brain death comes from amphetamine.
Gotcha.
And it's why cocaine doesn't kill brain cells.
So cocaine is a good thing for you, is what you're saying.
Put that
We
in a public service announcement.
I should be doing cocaine.
Is that another T-shirt
But yeah. But here's my
for me to be proud of? By the way,
yeah, you should be proud of as a medical doctor. You're endorsing people doing cocaine. I've always said that. When meth came on the scene, at least in the 90s, and everyone was doing it in high school, I was like, ew, why are you doing meth? Yeah. Do coke. If you're gonna be a fucking grown up and do cocaine.
Do coke like Christine. That's the T-shirt. Do coke like Christina. Paint your hair, get your hair black.
Yeah.
Fingernails dark, not black, but deep purple.
Get
right?
weird.
You didn't go all the way black.
No, I did black. I was very depressed and fucked up. Yeah, so angry inside.
Yeah, black fingernail polish, I've noticed, is a sign
of mental of what?
Well,
tell me signs.
That's when they deep purple. It can be a fashion. Black.
I agree.
I know there's a mental issue.
Illness. You're off.
Something
wrong.
needs intervention. It's
I agree.
Not a parenting problem.
I agree.
With the black fingernails.
Oh, not a parenting problem?
Well, parenting may have contributed to the problem, but it's time for a psychiatrist, is what I'm saying.
God, I wish I had had a psychiatrist when I was a teenager.
Me too.
Fuck, right?
Yeah.
I wish it were common practice. I wouldn't want them to put me
I never really thought about it till just now.
Wouldn't it be great?
Because I did go to therapists and stuff when I was in college, and they were bad.
Yeah.
They just weren't good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I know. Imagine how much better off we could be perfect by now had we started.
Well, it's not perfect. It's just less suffering.
Less suffering.
Because I suffered
So
with
did
panic and
I.
anxiety and stuff.
Same.
And just needlessly.
I didn't go to therapy until 34, and I
went
started.
at 31, 32.
You know?
And it was great.
I know.
But to be fair, who knows if we could have done that? You know, you got to be ready to do it. And you got to know when you're with the right person and stuff and what you need.
That's true. It's a process of finding the therapist, being at a place that you can look at yourself.
I had a psychiatrist friend of mine who we used to chat about our lives all the time, and it was time for therapy. And she spent about 3 weeks thinking about somebody for me and found the perfect person for me. It was great. But I mean, I'm so grateful for her for giving it real thought, taking it very seriously. The match. And it was great. It was beyond great.
Can save your life. My lady saved my life for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think? You don't agree with that? She changed my world. And Lexapro. Let me just tell you, that shit changed my life. It just took that little grinder off in my brain.
Yeah, very helpful.
Yeah.
Any side effects?
No.
Good.
Just being rad, wearing colors for the first time in 30 years.
Finally taking off the black finger
Yeah,
colors.
I mean, joy. I don't know.
I don't know joy, but I've had it, I guess.
I fucking love it. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
For me, medicine saved my life.
Medicine,
Being
the practice of medicine.
The training and everything saved my life. That was how I feel about that. And I worry about young people today finding that thing.
Yes.
That saves their life. Because you all drift. We all drift in adolescence and young adulthood. Right?
And that's part of the process. And I think it's seen as like, you should be a millionaire by the time you're 20. And why aren't you an influencer at 13?
I think the millennials have that sense of themselves.
Yeah.
And that's false.
It's self-imposed.
Yep.
The need to be awesome.
So more FedSmoker.
Sorry.
He deserves an homage. He deserves a lot of attention.
Actually, I wanted to introduce another clip.
A FedSmoker?
Kind of. So it almost feels like when God closes a FedSmoker door, he leaves a FedSmoker window.
Slow down. There's profundity. I want the philosopher to chew on that for a minute.
Well, it's true. When God closes a crazy door, he opens an insane window, and another lunatic is brought into the YMH family.
But I think, though, there's something more profound when it's a FedSmoker closure and opening.
Why is that?
Right.
I don't know. It's my sense of this whole thing. So I'm guessing I'm going to feel pretty bad about this one.
Oh, you
That's
definitely
all I'm
will.
saying. So here we go. And be angry, too. So it's those two great emotions that FedSmoker kindly evoked in me.
I'm just trying to help you.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Yes, you do, motherfucker.
Uh-oh.
Wow. You do need my help, sir. Can't you see that, you son of a bitch?
Could you please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you. I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm all about her.
Well, and it's also the
But
mixed.
she's not taking the video, so that means we might not get more.
It's also
There's more.
the mixed messaging of I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like it's adversarial and helpful, which is kind of interesting. I'm liking that.
Okay.
We're all sinners.
Okay.
He's not going to force you to do
You're
it.
sinning right now.
No, I'm not, motherfucker. You fucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser.
here we go.
You motherfucking accuser.
This is the stuff
Get
I
the
hate.
fuck out of
So
here.
stop.
Yeah.
The odd, over-the-top reactions
Yeah.
bother the hell out of me.
You get out of public. They should
I
wrestle her up.
It's immediately what my
Yeah.
brain goes to. My brain goes to, okay, that's it. I'm done.
Let's get order.
Yeah. But because it's the out of control and odd,
Yeah.
can't be reasoned with. It's totally out of control.
See, it's funny. You go to anger. I go to a little annoyance, but I'm instantly smiling. Like if I were to see this in public,
let us make Christina smile.
Yeah, I like it.
You motherfucking accuser. Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker.
Hey, they are related.
Don't stop this. Keep it going. Christina's full smile.
Yes, ma'am. I'm pissed because he won't repent.
Because what did she say?
Because he won't repent.
The devil comes out. The devil comes out of her mouth, and it's like, "Excuse me, ma'am, are you okay?" Yeah, I'm trying to straighten this guy out. No big deal. Yeah,
He's the
something
one
wrong?
with the problem.
Something wrong? Yeah, it's because it's sinner. I gotta work on it. The devil.
Man.
Yeah, Beelzebub had to speak through me.
So,
I like that he's laughing.
well, yeah, it's great.
Well, because the switch was funny.
So, because he's really confused, I'm not sure if you're mad at
I don't give a fuck because it's going to burn in hell.
Okay. Then
And you are too, bitch.
Oh.
Jesus Christ is your savior. You're gonna be down there fucking with them, screaming in holy fucking terror of fucking fire and brimstone. Do you fucking get it?
Yeah, totally understand.
I totally understand.
Hyper religiosity.
Yeah, that's a sign
Did
of.
your mom get it? It's for
She did.
psychosis.
It's so funny you mentioned. I just put away one of her Bibles today that she had highlighted and circled. And what is that?
It's part of the psychosis.
Yeah.
And it goes to eventually the devil's coming or the devil's in you or I'm Jesus. It goes these grandiose places.
See, it makes me laugh already. Because it was horrible to find, honestly, like when I went through my mother's belongings and I found all
Just
this.
stop.
I was
Just
like,
stop. I can't take anymore. I can't do it.
Because it's so weird. It's like, how does this even real? Like, I don't understand why.
You motherfucker!
It's pretty real. And she's just keeping it real, to be fair.
Keeping it real. My mom used to be convinced that people were always doing her wrong. Like one time we were at a sushi restaurant and the woman sat us too close to the bathroom, in her opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, she set me close to the bathroom because she doesn't like, she's a racist, that fucking bitch. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, I don't like that thinking.
I
I don't
don't
like it because
either.
it's unassailable. It doesn't give us any room to common ground. It's just
We don't share a reality.
well,
No
yes,
shared reality.
right? No
That's
shared
key.
discourse, even. So, will Lady FedSmoker continue to be a feature, or can we find more on her out there? Will people send us more?
You know, one thing that's actually interesting about her is,
one thing, please.
is that we have covered her on Your Mom's House before.
We
so
have?
she has multiple. Yeah, Christina, let me know if this.
What?
The apple
What?
juice?
familiar
The
to
apple
you.
juice? No. Yeah.
Oh, let's see this.
Yeah.
What's your driver's license number?
I don't have to give that to you.
Let me see your driver's license.
You're not a police officer.
Oh my gosh, she's a Fed
You
smoker.
just
Yeah.
hit my vehicle.
Yeah.
Give
Ma'am.
me your driver's license.
You pulled right out in front of me.
Yeah, and when someone pulls in front of you because there's an emergency, you slow your
I
rear
hate-
end down and you stop.
He's like an 18-wheeler. How's he going to slow down? Right?
Unrealistic expectations.
So keep going.
Okay, these
Have
are
you
not
ever
cars.
had someone have an emergency
These are not
and
cars.
pull in front of you?
These are not cars. They don't stop on a dime.
It doesn't matter. You have to be far enough behind.
You know what? I'm going to tell you the whole
You
incident.
should have picked up my trash.
Whole thing's on video, I bet. Right?
How do people have the wherewithal to turn on their video camera in these
Hey,
situations?
if you're a truck driver, you're
Like-
like this? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'd be
weird
like,
to me. Yeah.
I don't. I never have that sort of.
my thumb, I wouldn't be able to take the time to find the videos thing.
I'd be so stunned this one was
Exactly.
screaming. I would never.
Exactly.
But thank goodness he has the.
I love that they
the
do it,
impulse.
though. Yes, thankfully for us.
I picked up your trash.
No, you didn't. You want to go see what you left?
I left the carpeting and the
You were
bag.
supposed to pick up everything.
Nope, 4 bags.
Yeah.
Service
Oh,
for.
you are in so much
And
deep
last
crap.
week I
Well, you
picked
wait
up
till
more
your
than
boss
you, too.
tells you what you
He's
gotta
on
pick
his
up.
way here, too,
You
man.
think you
All
get
right,
to
I
decide
don't know.
what?
I feel like I have it. Do you have it? I don't like when they're like when she's so angry.
There's
Then
repetitive.
I start to get like, all right, bitch.
But you
shut
like
the
when she
fuck
talks like
up.
the devil, though.
I
You
like the devil Satan
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
amuses me because that's really mythical and weird.
Okay,
and-
right. Gothic stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Piece of shit.
Oh, is another one?
You're
This is just continuing in the
Oh.
other one. She's just giving it to everybody in the store now.
Okay.
fucking away from me. You're in my personal space, bitch.
Just call the
Get out
cops.
of my fucking
Oh, yeah.
Stop trying to talk to her.
No, I
Come
agree.
over to me, motherfucker.
Oh, there.
Fuck
You like that?
I do.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
the motherfucker. It's
So-
like New York City. It's like when you went
Yeah.
to New York and you're like,
You
oh,
motherfucker.
yeah, yo motherfucker.
So we need to let your mom's house people,
Yeah.
the mommies, figure out a way to get her to believe that there are baby rapers out there. We need to transfer the baby raper moniker, and the transition
Right.
will be complete.
You're
the,
right.
The window will have fully opened.
Because there's nobody out there looking for chomos. Who's out there
Right.
doing that work?
Right.
We need to pass the baton.
So, but we need to
You're right. How do you seed that?
I don't know, but your people are very resourceful.
Yeah. Oh. Forget it. They'll do it.
I know. I've seen.
Yeah.
They attacked.
They're very powerful,
what's
the mommies.
The country singer. What's that?
Oh, Garth Brooks.
Poor Garth Brooks.
Oh, I
It
know.
doesn't stop.
Oh, I know.
They're not only resourceful,
Relentless.
they're relentless. That's the other thing.
I don't know how we garnered we're so lucky. I don't know how we
know.
got this,
I know.
but
it's-
they're so dedicated and diehard.
We should do a
It's
little
fanatical.
convention or something with some of them.
I would
like a gathering, not for comedy.
Like a juggalo thing for the a gathering. Of YMH listeners? Like a festival.
Mommy gathering. Will
Would
we have
you come?
Faygo? We'll have Faygo?
No.
No, we don't like Faygo.
What do we
No, just
want?
water. That's
Wine,
what we
water.
drink.
Yeah.
Water and
yeah.
wine.
Yeah.
Like
Water
your
fest.
mommy.
And denim. You have to wear denim to get in.
Jeans.
Yeah, I would like that.
I think we should do this.
Okay, let's.
We'd have to have some comedy to be disappointed.
We've been talking about a festival for a long time. It's actually been in the works. We just have to find. We're going to do it like in one location, central in the United States. To, plan it like a year out, maybe, and
A
then
mommy
everybody
fest.
come. It would be
And then we can do
pretty
our
cool.
podcasts and stuff from there and everything.
100%. All right, we'll do it. It's in the works.
We
guys.
needs
We've
a,
been
it needs a mommy world. Let's get a just call it High and Tight or something.
High and
Yeah, the High and Tight Festival, right? It's getting closer.
I know.
It needs a very good name.
High and Tight. The Gene Fest.
No, High and Tight's closer.
How about FGTRTD?
Oh, I never remember it.
FGTRTD.
People get confused about that. But send your suggestions to Christina. Where should they send them?
Oh, send it to your
Email
your
me.
mom's
You can,
podcast.
and you can email me too at
Yeah.
drafterdark@gmail.com. Let's do a little few voice messages just so we can get. This is not what our new show is going to be. By the
No,
way.
we're waiting in the interim. We're kind
This is us getting to know each other and getting to know you all and making a little homage to our buddy, the FedSmoker, who will be missed.
Yeah, and we'll be setting up live calls. Hopefully within 4 episodes of this episode, we'll have it up and running.
Okay. In the meantime, we have your voice messages, and I love them. And let's get one.
What's up, Dr. Drew? I was in a pretty traumatic car accident when I was 3. I don't have any memory of it. There's not anything physically left behind from that, but I was just wondering what kind of issues might that have psychologically on me. I am in therapy now for a lot of anxiety and depression and, shit like that. Yeah, I was just wondering if you think that fucked me up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your service.
Thanks for the rebel yell at the end.
So it's possible, but not necessarily the case, right? I mean, a child can go through something wild like that and be reflexive. Resilient can be resilient to that. However, the fact he has depression, anxiety makes me wonder if there's some stuff. And so, doing things like EMDR or some kind of trauma-based therapy that sort of gets at whether or not your body is in this fight or flight response all the time, and trying to sort of look at it and calm it down in various ways, that might have some utility. But that really depends on the therapist. I am guessing that there's other stuff to work on. That's what I'm guessing.
Yes, trauma is held in the body. Don't they say that? And there's
right.
Yeah, but it sounds like there's a whole listen. It's not going to be one isolated incident.
Exactly, and the kind of trauma that really does its work on people is something called interpersonal trauma.
Oh.
When a grandfather sexually abuses you, when a mom hits you with a baseball bat. I mean, these are the traumas because the attachment object is at the same time the source of the trauma.
Oh, God.
So your brain can't deal with it. It's going towards the person for relief.
Yes.
And it's the source of the trauma at the same time. It's a very screwed up spot for the brain to be in, especially young brains.
Well, that's why hitting your kids isn't a great idea.
That's exactly why.
Discipline. It never was a great idea.
That's exactly
I
why.
beat the shit out of my kids.
Your kids are going to be wild maniacs. One more or another.
Hey, Drew. My name is Greg, and I was listening to your recent podcast with Tom, and you were talking about FedSmoker. May he rest in peace.
May he indeed.
Then you brought up the subject of having Burt do meth. And my question is, if Burt did meth, would he be FedSmoker 2.0? Keep it high and tight and chocolate houche.
See, it's already starting.
I like the way he had chocolate loud and clear, but souffle was messed up. Chocolate houffet.
Now, with the debate, just to be clear, what was I briefly caught that. You were talking about Burt doing...
Yeah, I'm just thinking, what would we call him? Oh, what would Burt be like on amphetamines?
Dude.
That would be off the chart.
Yeah.
But he would need, what would his name be? I mean, it would not be FedSmoker 2 because Burt would not go down the law enforcement path, I don't think.
No, but he would definitely get skinnier, which would be a positive thing for Burt taking
But he would also
meth.
drink more, so he may not get that much skinnier.
Like you're asking me how much more, what kind of psychotic would Burt be?
Yeah, what we call him, really.
Oh, fuck, I mean.
Burt be crazy?
Well, his teeth, anyway.
Oh, the teeth would go.
They'd fall out.
Yeah.
We'll
is
think
he
about
okay?
it. What do you mean? With
Burt.
his teeth?
No, with everything. Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, he's standard. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything.
And surviving?
Yeah, just doing the same shit. Right? On the road, drinking, right?
Yeah.
Not sleeping enough.
I don't know how he
exists.
exists. I don't know either.
Because he's in his mid to late 40s.
I got to go on his podcast. I got to go over there. For 4 months, I've been trying to get in that podcast.
Can I tell you what I've just been trying to get him to do is just go to a psychiatrist and get medicated consistently versus like take a Xanax and drink. He needs to be taking a daily something to bring that anxiety down.
Yeah.
He's very anxious.
Yeah. And he might be a little manic too. It's hard to tell.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
But I don't want to interfere with that too much. It's a pretty joyous experience, his mania.
Right.
Right. But I would like to help him with his anxiety.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of people use hypomania in their functioning.
Is that right? But
then really successful businessmen do that all the time.
Yes, I used to work for someone that would go through phases of just like creativity.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. We're going to
yeah.
And then it would just kind of normal. And then is that what that is?
Yes,
Hypomania.
yes,
but then is it bipolar? Do they crash and get depressed?
They can. Some of them just stay up for long periods of time.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little bit that way too. I need lots of stuff. I don't know if it's my OCD or what, but I
go through bursts.
I get off on the stimulation of working a lot.
Oh, you are a workaholic, I would say.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that much. I get high on working for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing. It's not out of control.
Are you able to sit and be quiet?
100%. No problem.
Really?
No problem.
You turn off and you're done.
No
you're done being
problem.
Dr. Drew.
Yeah, I was a beach rat when I was a kid. I was a young adolescent, and so I could just go into that mode, like boom. No problem.
Same.
Yeah.
I like to have downtime. That's why I love the ocean.
Oh, I didn't. Do I know that?
No, I've never told you that. But it's the place I feel freest and happiest.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
Were you
I
living
feel
by
free.
there growing up?
Yeah, here. I grew up in LA.
But still we're...
No, but we went to the beach every weekend in the summertime, my father and I. And it's just, for me, it's my happiest place.
Your father wasn't all bad, by the way.
Well, growing up, he was... he's a bit of a narcissist. He's not all bad. He didn't hit me.
The best kind of narcissist, though.
Yeah. I just wish he weren't he's so mean now. He got meaner.
Is he drinking?
Yeah.
Well, that makes people mean.
And the brain something's going on. He was just like a party dad.
Sounds great.
No, I know. He was fine. He wasn't connecting with me or anything, but...
What do you have to do for him to be a good daughter for your own benefit?
Wait, what? Ask that question again. Let's slow it down.
So you're not going to get much good out of the relationship.
No, there's nothing to be
But there's things sometimes we need to do as children of an adult, children of a parent, for ourselves to say, I've been a good daughter. I did what I needed to do.
I see that as getting basic need. Make sure he's not eating dog food, that he's cared for.
But I thought you don't have contact with him anymore.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't need, what am I getting out of the relationship?
Nothing other than being a good daughter.
But the contact is abusive.
Always?
He says, well, what happened? Well, I'll talk about it off air. No, he can hold it together a little bit, and then I put the boundary down, and then he gets outraged by the boundary, and then he does something.
Does he like to visit his grandkids?
No interest. No. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is if he did.
Did you ever address that with him?
No. He would get envious. He'd come over, and then I would be paying attention to my son. At the time I only had one, and he would be kind of like quietly like grumbling to like, why are you not paying attention to me?
Wow.
I was paying attention to the baby. So that's kind of why I'm like,
I've got to get you guys back together again.
Why?
I don't know.
It's horrible, but I don't need it.
No, you don't need it.
Do I need it? I don't need a daddy.
The world needs it. The world needs these two together.
I'll bring him in. He would hate it.
But I don't. But
Drew, I don't need a daddy. So why would
I? You.
Well, who's it for?
For you being a good daughter.
I am a good daughter. Come on. What do I? But what's the good in me to set myself up to be his punching bag?
No, I don't want you to do that. That's not good either.
I'm being a good mother by staying away from that abuse. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
I think I'm idealizing him a little bit.
You are.
Yeah.
I don't know why you must do that.
I don't know.
Why
either.
are you have to idealize?
We got to figure that out.
I think you can't tolerate that I had two nutty parents.
It's rough.
I think is that what it is? Like, it can't possibly be a two.
There's something, okay, I think there's something romantic about your dad's craziness in the sense that I loved Russian novels when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And Dimitri
was
my favorite in Brothers Karamazov. And
I never read that. I'd go kill myself and read that
Your
one.
father reminds me of Dimitri.
Okay.
It's like these sort of full of life, crazy, manic, alcoholic. There's something romantic about those guys.
Okay.
Smart.
I got you.
Engaged.
But he was
grabbing everything with two hands.
He was like that, and now he's different.
Well,
it doesn't
go without consequence.
Yeah. Yes. Live fast. burn out.
Oh yeah.
No,
if
he
you're
burned
lucky.
it out.
That's the.
He was
that's
like,
the least that
but
happens.
I like that guy. See, that's the guy I like.
Yeah.
And if he were still like that, I don't give a fuck. Come over, have a sandwich, a Coke, and a smile. But he can't behave himself. That's the problem.
So maybe he's got a little dementia on top of it. And it's sad, right?
Fuck off, Drew. What are you doing to me?
Damn,
All right, we'll talk about him.
I have recently increased my fiber in an attempt to be more healthy. This change in diet has caused my browns to become the consistency of soft swirl ice cream.
Good.
Wiping has become a bit of an issue. As Adam Carolla said, it's like trying to get peanut butter out of a shag carpet. Adam Carolla has two classic brown comments. One was that he has so much hair back there that it's like trying to wipe peanut butter out of a shag carpet.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody cared to try to find his asshole, it'd be like trying to find Santa Claus's mouth.
How descriptive.
Right?
Well, how lovely his wife. Why doesn't he just wax his a-hole?
Could you wax Santa Claus's beard?
Is it that hairy, that Hungarianness, I guess?
All below the belt. It's like a centaur or something.
What about you're not a hairy guy?
Not at all.
Your beehole's
Look at
not
this.
like
It's
that.
weird. I have like weird no hair guy.
You always like that?
I'm some here, but yeah, there's always nothing on the arms.
I'm not a very. My beehole's pretty hairless. Lucky.
Do you know of any wiping techniques that can
Yes.
help, or should I just go back to low fiber diet? You maybe do a little Kegel exercises
To pinch off the loaf.
just so you get the finish it up there. As you get older, your anus becomes a little more patulous, and so people as they age tend to do a little bit more digging. I've noticed. And I don't know how old you are, but you're having some of the same issues. And so the one wipe chucks and stuff, the wet naps.
No, I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Go ahead.
I'm an expert in this field.
Okay, please.
Ouch. Number
at
one, the one wipe Charlies, you flush them in the toilet, they wreck your plumbing.
Okay,
I've
so
destroyed
then-
two
okay.
houses.
Okay,
of
then
plumbing.
that's no good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
The pinch I agree with.
yeah, and there's the Kegel exercises in the pinch, and there's ways to put a little more bulk into the stool, and you got to kind of experiment with fiber and stuff.
Well, may I suggest your very easy solution here? Try to time your bowel movements in the morning so that you drink your coffee or whatever, you take your dump, and then you go shit to shower. So now you
shit to shower.
Yeah, man, you do an exploratory
the shit to shower technique.
Yeah, man, one cursory wipe to get off that first residue. Otherwise, you're doing the infinity wipe.
Yep.
And then just shower. And then once you shower, there's no more leaky butt. Why do you get leaky? You get leaky butt where you wipe and then like hour later you'll go back and like there's a butt stamp. Why does that happen?
That sounds like hemorrhoids or pregnancy.
I haven't had it in a very long time, but it was pre-pregnancy.
Do you have hemorrhoids?
Pregnancy.
So then you have them.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
So that's kind of that.
That's that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. We learned so much on the show today.
It's so good. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah. Do you feel like your education went to good use doing this show?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Are you glad you're highly educated now?
It makes me proud.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is going to be fun, everybody. We got many, many more shows to come with your calls soon enough.
Can't wait.
Nadav, get those calls up. So before we go any deeper here into this cave that that both Christina and Tom dragged me into, what's coming up for you?
Road dates. Can you pull up my dates, bro? When does this episode drop, Native?
This is coming out this Friday.
Christina P online, San Francisco, Cobb's Comedy Club. All my shows are almost sold out, so you better get on that stuff now.
Look at that.
Ice House, March 7th.
I'm so pissed we're going to be out of town there. I'm
that's
so
okay.
It's on my calendar.
I'll do it again. Miami.
I did come once to the Ice House
I
with you.
know.
And
I know.
Yeah, okay.
I love it. I want you to see my hour now because it's changed significantly since you've seen it.
I'm Eddie.
Miami, Addison Improv in Dallas, Caroline's Comedy Club, New York.
Oh my God, I'm going to be in New York on that
Oh,
day.
come. And Shuli's opening for me.
Oh my God.
And the Wack Pack's
3rd,
coming.
4th. Oh my God.
Yeah, Shuli's
I think I'm doing
opening.
Teen Mall on those days. Oh no. Oh my God.
gotta go.
Are they coming both days? Or
Well,
can we...
Shuli goes, because he goes, you know that the Wack Pack's going to come to your shows in New York because I'm on them. I'm like, yeah, that's the plan, bro. Des Moines, Iowa, at the Funny Bone. And then finally, I am doing British Columbia, the House of Comedy in New Westminster. Finally doing Canada. Stand Up Live in Phoenix, Arizona. Hilarities in Cleveland. And the Laugh Out Loud Comedy Club in San Antonio, Tejas. And a very special announcement coming up soon. I don't want to blow my load yet, but a very exciting year coming up. Tickets at Christina P online. Yeah. Listen
Okay,
to your mom's
Christina
house.
P. Caroline's. I'm going to make it on the Saturday show for
Really?
sure.
I would love if you could do that. Let me know if you want early or late. Is Susan coming too?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Do you know Shuli?
Oh, yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's great. Oh, it's perfect timing.
Oh.
I'm going to be in Pennsylvania like the day before I have to give a talk, but I'm coming back that morning.
What are you going to talk about?
Drug addicts, drug addiction, usual.
How it's their
history-
fault and
history
they're
of-
weak people and stuff.
Yeah, that's it, Christina.
Why don't you
history
just
of
fucking
opiate
stop?
addiction. Why don't you? Well, that's the name of my lecture. Strangely enough. Strangely
Yeah,
enough, why don't you just fucking stop?
Stop doing it, dummy.
So good. I will be there. I love Shuli. Which backpackers are going to be there?
I don't know, but I've heard that they can't find what's the guy? Bigfoot. He's MIA right now.
Oh, really? He's my favorite.
He's my favorite too. And Underdog.
Underdog lady, I find a little too irritating. It's too irritating.
Susan Muldowney.
But Howard asked me when I was on the couch when I was being the interview, and he goes, "You're interested in the backpackers?" I go, "Who's your favorite?" I said, "Bigfoot."
Well, I am.
And he was. It is.
It is.
And he was shocked. Howard was actually shocked that I was in. Like Howard's not that interested in Bigfoot. I found.
I'm interested in Sour Shoes.
Oh, I want to go talk to his parents.
I do too. He lives with them.
Because I want to find out how things changed after the whack in the head with the baseball bat.
That was significant for him.
I think that's when this and there's all these stories of people speaking a new language and stuff after head injuries. So this is one of those
foreign
things.
accent syndrome. We've covered it on your mom's house. What do you think's wrong with Bigfoot?
Oh, that's congenital. That's like born with brain stuff.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
What's that?
It's some weird. It's a tick, essentially.
Oh,
it's a tick.
Because he stopped doing it.
Did he?
Well, last I heard,
he doesn't do it so much because most of the time now he's just going, huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all he's doing now. But that could be the pot, just blunting it a little
Why
bit.
are we so taken with Howard? Let's talk about that.
We have a new show to do.
Let's do that.
Let's write it down. Write it down. Why are we taking with Howard? We'll talk about that, and we're going to talk about Ennie and some of his.
I can't wait.
Yeah, some of his Brown experiences. We're going to talk about you and musicals.
Oh, fuck musicals.
And we'll talk to get your voice messages and all. Thank you all for being a part of this. We do appreciate you supporting the people that support these projects, so we can keep on doing it. And thankfully, we have great supporters. We have great products that we present here. So I'm delighted to be a part of that. And we'll see you next time. All conversations and information exchanged during participation in the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.